Today we're building a custom cabinet that holds all of our TV components that sits above our existing fireplace mantle. The existing mantle wasn't deep enough to hold all of the components, so we extended it a few inches forward and then a few inches back through the wall so everything could fit in there nicely.
To get started, we removed the TV, cables, and components. Using a keyhole saw, we cut out the drywall, being mindful of the wires behind the surface. It's a good idea to cut the power to any outlets in that area before cutting. We were careful with the drywall we removed, so we could easily put it back in place once the box was mounted. Once we determined how deep the box could be recessed, we took measurements for the new header and removed the studs in the way. The header was made from 2 pieces of 2x8 lumber layered one in front of the other. Once the header was in place, we removed the OSB below it to create a recess for the box. The box was assembled so the section holding the cable box and DVD player would fit recessed between the already existing studs in the wall. The sides and back of the box were made with 1x6 lumber cut to length. To match the texture and finish of the existing mantle, everything had to be sanded so it was smooth to the touch. We assembled the box upside down to start. It was easier to nail down into the side and back supports than it was from up underneath. Once the sides were in place, we flipped it over, made sure the top would fit flush, and then glued and nailed it in place. We then took it inside to make sure it fit before adding the trim and cutting the holes for the electric outlet and cable hookup. The boxes we used for the electric outlet and cable hookup had 2 panels that would pull against the box to hold them in place as we tighten the screws. We added some decorative trim to match the existing mantle. We mitered the edges and attached it with wood glue and brad nails. After that, we used some putty to fill in all of the holes and scratches on the surface of the box. Then, we sanded everything down to make sure it was smooth. We brought the box in for a final look. We fed in the hidden wires for the electric, cable, and surround sound, and then mounted it in place with a couple of screws into the studs. In hindsight, we should have painted it first. It was very difficult to do this later with it already mounted to the wall. After that, all there was left to do was to clean up our mess, reinstall the drywall, and cover up the gaps with drywall mud. The gaps had a layer of drywall mud applied, then covered with some drywall tape, and then more mud went on top of that, and it was left to dry. Once it dried, we sanded all of the walls smooth and then repainted. The box got a few coats of paint to match the existing mantle, and it came out looking pretty good.
If you like this project, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. More project videos just like this one will be coming soon. Thanks.